keep it. Eddie George in studio. Big Eddie, what's happening, man?
Man, good to be in New York City. I tell you that this time of year.
You're toting around the Heisman.
Yeah,
We're looking at this thing. We were just talking about some of the candidates this year. It's obviously it's going to be a quarterback. It's going to be either Deshaun Watson or Lamar Jackson. Now, Jackson won the Maxwell Award, which is the top player, the best player, which you can't argue with that because he was. But Deshaun Watson won the Davey O'Brien Award, which is the top quarterback. So how can
that makes sense?
But how can Lamar Jackson win the Heisman if he's not even the best player at his position? Is this just drama? Are they just spreading the wealth?
They're spreading
the
wealth.
Conversation.
They're spreading the wealth. And I mean, listen, both guys are deserving of it. I mean, if it was the other way around, I'm like, okay, I'm not mad at that. But you're absolutely correct. And usually, whoever wins the Maxwell wins the Heisman. So that could be a telltale sign. But who knows in this? I wouldn't be surprised if Deshaun Watson wins it because he's deserving of it. Phenomenal was last year, had a great year this year. I think the one blemish on his record was the loss against Pitt, but his numbers were still phenomenal. When you look at Lamar Jackson, you look at the total being, I mean, this is arm, his ability to make plays in the passing game, but certainly his legs. He's been phenomenal running the football, well over 1,500 yards as a quarterback. So that's hard to deny. So either way, I think it's going to come down between those two to covet the Heisman Trophy.
Hey, by the way, can I come and hang out at the Heisman house when there's no camera? I don't care about, like, the cameras. I want to know what's going on. You guys playing beer pong? You guys, what's going on over at the Heisman
actual house?
It is an actual house in Pasadena.
Get out of here.
It is. It is an actual house in Pasadena.
I always thought it was just a commercial thing.
No, man, it's the real deal. Now, the best stuff happens off camera.
Of course.
I mean, it's not within the the little commercial sets that they have for us.
Yep.
Not for
it's
public
the conversations that you have during lunch, and you get a chance to talk with Roger Staubach or Tony Dorsett or Vince Young. I mean, just guys from different eras and see what they're up to and talk about the Heisman years. And that's where the beauty is, man, is just having an opportunity to fellowship in that capacity.
Yeah, but if I ring the bell right now, is Matt Leinart sleeping off the hangover? Is he on the couch? Like, is anybody at the Heisman house
Matt has
right
a
now?
canopy around his bed. That's he's the
Manziel's
diva.
in the hot tub, doing lines. Hey,
you know,
Heisman house can get off the rails a little bit, Eddie.
Yeah, you got stripper poles and whatever.
Eddie George with us here on TIki and Tierney in studio, which is a nice treat.
Yeah, which is great. Now, Eddie, it's a little bit of a downer, but Rashawn Salam, he won the year before you did in '94. He passed away. They think suicide. We don't really know. I mean, had you kept up with him at all? Had anyone
what's
really?
funny, Teak, is last year, this time last year, we were at the Heisman dinner, and we sit next to each other, and we had a chance to really talk. And
was he healthy? Did he look
healthy? He sound really upbeat, sound positive. Talked about some things he was doing in the community in Boulder, and I had no idea that he was in that much pain. And it goes to show you that you can't put all your eggs in one basket. You can't just say all I'm going to do in this life is be a football player and devote. And you should 100%, but you've got to think beyond it, because if you don't, you attach your identity to that, and guess what? The football player dies, and your identity dies with that. And much to you, like yourself, you've gone on to do great things. I mean, you've done things in radio, television. I mean, your education. Same with me, Michael Strahan. I mean, you continue to live on in that capacity. You have to understand that the Heisman, your football career, your NFL football career, is a platform for you to build on other passions and find yourself in another career. And it's going to take time.
Yeah.
You're going to go through rough periods of trying to figure it out and disappointing days if something doesn't go well or somebody closing the door on you for a business, whatever that may be. That's a part of the process, and you've got to embrace that.
Do you communicate that to the young Heisman winners that you come across?
I mean, any young man. I tell that to my sons. My son plays in Vanderbilt. 19 years old. And he's an econ major. He's self-taught on the piano and plays the guitar. He wants me to buy him a $3,000 guitar. That's not happening.
Eddie,
But
come on.
I support his craft, but
come on, you can afford it, bro.
Listen,
I mean, come on.
It's not about affording it. It's not about affording
right.
it.
It's a principle behind it.
It's
He
not about
understands.
affording it.
It's not about affording. It's about you have to earn
Well, you
that.
got to earn it. He's at Vanderbilt. He's on a full
No
ride.
doubt.
You don't think he's earned it?
We'll tail that down a little bit. But
It's a high standard at the George House. I like it. Go ahead, man.
I tell my sons that, and I had an opportunity to bring my youngest son with me along to the Heisman, first time he's been here, so he can see firsthand what it takes. It's not just about working hard on the football field, but the classroom and beyond. And I use, Rashawn's death as an example. So listen, this is what you have to really strive to be in this life and open yourself up to all the possibilities. And don't have a plan B. Always have a plan A. So what is that going to be?
Yeah. Well said. Hope he rests in peace.
Yes.
Well, definitely. And you've always come across as a deep thinker and somebody that has depth to their thought process. But obviously, after football and it's played itself out well, you're doing a lot of different things. Obviously, you're doing some stuff on Broadway. You're dipping your toe in a bunch of things. So I hear you. Eddie George with us here on TIki and Tierney. Football question about your quarterback. Now, you did not play with in this kind of an offense. The NFL's changed a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day, it was Eddie off tackle, Eddie get his brains beat, Eddie just rip through people, and
No
Eddie get hurt
passing game.
after.
I'm telling you, Eddie is not lining up side saddle to nobody. I'm telling you. 8.5 yards deep, going downhill. Period.
Nah, he was
serious.
He was a bruiser.
Yeah.
Am I lying?
No, you're not.
What
Just
do you
had shoulder surgeries, by the way.
How
a couple
many?
weeks
That's
ago.
why.
Yeah.
How many?
I had shoulder surgery
Oh, you
like
said
2
10.
weeks ago.
Okay,
No,
I got you.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
About 10 weeks ago, yeah.
How you feeling?
I feel better now. A little dose pack, pain pills.
But I want to ask you about Mariota. But here's what I don't get about you guys. So I try to do push-ups. I'm trying to hang in, whatever.
Eating kale and pumpkin at the
that's
same
yeah.
time.
I was telling you the story before the show. But
Too much fiber.
You have surgery a couple of months ago, but yet your bicep is still jacked. So I mean, what is the story with you former athletes? How come you're still looking good?
You know what, man? We've worked hard on this body for years, and it's still the byproduct of that. I mean, I still try to take care of myself.
Tell them what it really is. Vanity.
Vanity, and I try to look good for my wife.
Vanity.
Hey, you can't let it go.
I'm just telling you.
You can't. I don't want to look in the mirror and see a pot belly like, that ain't happening. Like, no, I work too hard to look like a slob right now. So, it's vanity, number one.
You're right.
But then health, number two.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. And then,
keeping the wife interested, number three.
And then functional. Whatever functional you need a good-looking body. Look, running back to we were just talking about before we got on air, from your alma mater, Ezekiel Elliott. This kid is unbelievable. I mean, could be Rookie of the Year, could be MVP.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say we're surprised because he kind of did all this in college.
Yeah. And you know what's funny, man? He's been the workhorse for like the last 2 years at Ohio State. And when he really came on against Wisconsin at the end of his sophomore year, I could say, okay, this kid is NFL ready. His football IQ is like no other. I had a chance to sit in a couple meetings with him, and he's telling the head coach or the running back coach, like, listen, let me move over to this position because this is what the defensive tackle is going to do. If I move here, he pulls, it'll open up a gap over here. And who does that as a sophomore?
Yeah.
His
usually
IQ,
just find
he's
the hole
reading
and
the
go.
structure of the secondary. I mean, doing things that, we learn as we get into the NFL. So it was really I'm not really surprised by the success he's having because all of his work is not really done with the football in his hand. We see that. But without the football, in terms of blocking, understanding where to pick up blitzes, and the passing game, he is an asset in all areas. So it's phenomenal to see the success he's having. I mean, he's on pace to have 1,800 yards.
Oh, it's crazy.
As a rookie,
He's going to lead the league. He's going to lead the league in rushing.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt that he's behind one of the greatest offensive lines
that does it all
in the NFL, but. Certainly, even behind a mediocre line, he'll have tremendous success.
Eddie, tell us about the Wendy's High School Heisman.
TIki, I am partnering with them this year in terms of highlighting the success of student athletes on the field, off the field, and certainly in their communities. Like we talked about, being the total person. These kids, they work hard. They don't cut any corners. They're very passionate about what they do. and they're looking to do things beyond the field of play. And we're here to celebrate that and highlight and honor, what they've been able to accomplish. So this is kids all across the country here to win an award, win a scholarship, and going to be tremendous success in our communities.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's really tremendous. It is. It's right over here.
Yeah. Who won last? Do you remember who won last year? Because Ron Dane's daughter was up for it, wasn't she?
Ron Dane's daughter was up for it, I think, a couple years ago.
And I think she ended up going.
Oh, they're doing phenomenal things.
I think she was going to Maryland, or she's playing soccer.
There was one kid that.
I know she went to Michigan. I think.
No, don't say that.
I'm telling you, I think Ron Dane's daughter went to Michigan.
I have to ask Ron when I see it.
I have to find out.
I have to find out.
Like, Ron, how can you let your daughter go to Michigan?
We had kids that play in the Olympics that are sitting on boards. I mean, really becoming great leaders in our community.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
Yeah.
Good to see you, brother. You're looking healthy.
Man,
you're looking
I feel
good.
great,
You're
man.
projecting good messages.
Yep.
Love it, Eddie.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Eddie George in the house. Eddie George in the house.
Oh, by the way, who's winning the Heisman?
Yeah, who'd you vote for?
I can't.
Yeah, you can.
I
Come on.
can't.
Every year you pull this nonsense.
I got you, but listen.
Every year he pulls this
All right,
nonsense.
tell us off.
Who'd you vote for?
I can't tell you who I voted for, but it's. I think
he voted for Lamar
It'll
Jackson.
come down between.
He's tall, skinny, and black, right?
Yeah, that could be anybody. It's very fast.
Oh my God! Oh, so you voted for McCaffrey?
Yeah,
Short, white, and fast. He's actually pretty fast.
Yeah.
All right, Eddie. He's awesome.